is Trump going to win this thing? Using what I like to call earth logic, of course he would. Of course he would. We have no border. The economy is wrecked. We have people in positions of power who think we have 27 genders and who think it's okay to sexually mutilate your kids if they think they're the wrong sex. These people, they cannot be given power in a normal time. They cannot be given power in a thoughtful country. But this is not a normal time. And we are not a thoughtful country. We have millions of Americans who are dumb as a mud fence, getting their news off of TikTok. We are a stupid country. We are a fallen country. I say something 3-4 times a day, and maybe one of you can help me if Dennis coined it. I say a lot of things that Dennis coined. It's a good thing to do. And that was, I love my country. I love America. It's Americans I have a tough time with sometimes. Some of my countrymen are just so screwed up in the head, and they vote. And they vote. And they're going to vote. And they're going to buy this pig in a poke that Kamala Harris and Tim Walz are selling. There's X number of people who will do that, and I don't know how big that number is. That's why I'm trying to grow the other number of good-hearted, sound-minded people who know how many genders there are and who know we need a border and who know we need to present a strong face to the world. And maybe you got some bugaboo about Trump. Mean tweets. I don't like it. Get over yourself. We have a country to save. Who is the latest weasel? John Kasich. You know, we got the Liz Cheney thing where she's on the road campaigning for Kamala. This is how far this woman has fallen. Still insisting that she's a conservative. She is absolutely out of her cotton-picking mind. But then you get to people, some folks very close to my heart, folks who I've known personally a long time, used to be my governor, used to be our president, George W. Bush. He ain't voting for Kamala, at least he doesn't say so. He said, I'm not going to endorse. He just, I guess he just wants to stay out of it, which I can understand in a way. But when you have been president, and when you and your family have supposedly spent your entire lives standing for certain things, most of them conservative, not all of them, because, hey, it is the Bush family, and then you have a Kamala Harris presidency looming over this country, and you won't lend your hand to stop that, that is a massive problem. That's a sin of omission. Liz Cheney and her, this breaks my heart. Dick Cheney had the chance there to be one of my favorite vice presidents for a long time. I know we're all thinking differently about the whole Iraq war on terror thing. I mean, I know. But I loved Dick Cheney throughout his life in public service. Just loved him. And now he's dropped out of the tree and is inflicted with Trump derangement syndrome as well. That's a sin of commission, something bad because of what you do. Any Republican, and I mentioned George W. Bush, and now we get John Kasich out of Ohio. Shocker. His conservatism has been in doubt for a long time. It has now vanished, eaten by Trump derangement syndrome, as he had a tweet, I saw it this morning, said, hey, some people say I hate Trump. I don't hate him. I just think, and get ready, blah, 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 democracy, blah, 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 our national standards, blah, 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 decorum, blah, blah, blah. Shut up. We have a country to save. Listen, it's not that those things mean nothing to me. I mean, moving forward, do I want all of my presidents and all my, conservative heroes to be wise, disciplined philosopher kings? Sure. Guess what? Didn't happen. Happens to be Trump, who's talk about complex people, has a style that rankles some, that might not be some folks' favorite thing. But you know what he also has? A fighting instinct that we desperately need. A fighting instinct that we desperately need to stop the Kamala Harris Marxism train. You call yourself a Republican, call yourself a conservative, and you're somehow, attitudinally confused over what you have to do. This is a time to choose. This is a time to take sides. And sitting on the fence is a vote for Kamala Harris. It is a willingness to tolerate the nightmare that lies ahead if she wins on November 5th.
For the full episode of The Dennis Prager Show, go to pragertopia.com, sign up, and become a full member.